So what are you wondering about this game?
Like I said out there, I think we just got a real confident, fearless mob. Like guys miss shots, guys miss assignments, but everybody, don't lose faith at, we got the task at hand. So everybody just keep sight of the main goal, which is winning the game, no matter how the game is going. So a real confident, fearless group.
What's a game like this tell about this team? That they had to fight to really get back.
Yeah, I mean, like I just said, pretty much confident, fearless, and we resilient. Uh, like I said, I mean, we know we're gonna have games where stuff go bad. We're not putting the ball in the basket. Other team might be, on fire or something like that. But stay resilient, stay locked in, keep going.
How different is this team compared to past ones where I've seen you get down 8 or 9 points, and so
Yeah,
you
exactly,
guys seem to be able to get back in.
exactly. I mean, practice is play a big part in that. Just because, I mean, every day in practice is intense. Like even some of our practices don't go well. Like we got to come back the next day and respond. So I think practice has helped us get in the habit of just being able to respond, staying resilient, and that's what we was able to do today.
Bunch of new guys and some old guys. You guys getting along now? Are you
Yeah,
finding that chemistry?
for sure. We got along from the jump for real. As far as on the court, I think we still gelling and stuff like that. You might see a shot, bad shot selection here and there. Maybe a play where we should have played better off one another. But I mean, yeah, we definitely getting along and we ready to keep getting better.
You guys were 17 for 20 from the foul line. You
Good
don't
time.
usually miss. What were you thinking after you missed that?
I missed a couple, but after I missed that last one, I was a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie, but I mean, I just sprinted back again to play, found the best score, got a good contest. We was able to win.
Chaunce, how important is that cap off this 3-game homestand with two straight, back-to-back wins before you go on the road?
Yeah, it's real important. We got Northeastern this weekend, real good team, playing them out there in Boston. We started off our homestand with a loss versus Princeton, so we wanted to finish it out on a good note for the fans.
After the last game, coach was talking about the importance of winning 50-50 loose balls.
Mhm.
For you guys starting to see how important that actually is.
For sure. I mean, that's part of the rebounding battle as well. And to win games, you gotta do good in the rebounding battle. So that's all we want to do good there for sure.
Also, you got that huge block going on that way.
Mhm.
You feel that block was
I mean, I just made the play. I mean, they had a fast break. I think when our guards turned it over, we just sprinted back in the play, used my athleticism whenever we get it.
The second time you got him, though. Was it the same player?
I don't even know. I
think you learned the first time.
Yeah.
which is more exciting because you did these within a few seconds. Breakaway dunk or block and dunk.
Which is more exciting?
Yeah.
I gotta say breakaway dunk. Blocking one fun too though. Yeah.
1-1A.
Yeah, 1-1A for sure. 1A, 1B.
Well, how are you feeling? This is a big season for the leader of this team, the best player all conference. How's it going with you? How are you feeling about how you're playing, all that this season?
I mean, I feel really well about how I've been playing. But the main thing with me is, I mean, even if my numbers are good or anything like that, I just want to put wins in the win column. So as long as we put wins in the win column, I mean, I'm content while I'm playing.
The crowd was pretty loud late. Could you feel that energy?
Yeah, it was a nice crowd, and I think that was probably our most intense crowd of the year. Playing another Virginia opponent, uh, pretty high level team. So yeah, the crowd was intense tonight.
That is a good team, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty good
Must be
team.
JMU.
Definitely pretty good team.
Thanks, Chaunce. Appreciate it.
I was gonna say, like, we didn't do great in the paint. We didn't shoot the three that well. But you shot free throws really well. How's it feel to get a win like that? I don't know.
Yeah. I think that'd be my question. I'll word it like you did. Live, huh? Oh, what's the cover on that?
I, told the guys that it's real likely we're going to be in a lot of games like that. We were last year, the year before. I mean, it seems every year there's a lot of these games that come down, if not to the last possession, the last few minutes, and you got to find a way to win. And we've we've proven twice that it's not always pretty, but you gotta scrap, and keep battling, and try to make the winning plays. We'll learn. Some of it's by trial and error. Obviously, tonight, in some ways, it was different guys. I mean, Danny, after having played so well, he struggled and was in foul difficulty. Dorico came in and had a really really good game, I thought. Uh, Chauncey again, Deshaun has put together two good games back to back. Ty obviously wasn't stuffing the stat sheet the way he did against Drexel, but he had the biggest defensive matchup, and I thought he did a heck of a job there. So there's all kinds of ways to impact winning, and we've got to just keep learning and keep our heads down, stay focused, and just again, coach speak, just take them one at a time.
Talk about how you talk about how your team is going to be in games like this. Do you like when they're in games like this? Obviously, come out top, but do you like that?
Well, um, I think it can help you, right? What is it? Was it Nietzsche or Descartes or somebody that said that which does not destroy me only serves to make me stronger. I'm kind of paraphrasing there, but and I think that's true. Whether if you're in games like this, whether you win or you lose, I think you can learn lessons and you can get better. You can become hardened in a good way, toughened up. But it certainly is nicer when you are able to come out on the winning side. But you look at the Arkansas game, you look at even even the Princeton game. I think there were lessons that we could learn there to help us be a better team.
How crucial is it for them to back-to-back ones now that have gone your way for a team that has the younger guys?
I think it is a positive. We can say, as long as we're going to make some mistakes, but as long as we keep battling, then it doesn't guarantee a win, but at least we give ourselves a chance. And I think that's a valuable lesson for any young basketball player.
What does it say about the kind of player Chaunce is? That he executed a breakaway dunk at one end, and seconds later blocked one at the other.
Chauncey's really good, and he's showing that he can do a lot of things out there on the court. But I think the chase down blocks that just speaks to his competitive spirit, his heart, his drive, his intensity. He's a competitor, and it's really cool as a coach, and I think it's a good thing for the team when your best player is also the guy that maybe competes the hardest. I don't mean I'm not criticizing anybody else. I'm just saying he's a guy that he gets after it. He's not afraid of laying it on the line. And those kind of plays where seemingly he got no chance, and he found a way. But he had 4 blocks. At least 2 or 3 of them were probably probably points, and he just because he hustled and stayed with the play, he took those points away.
How is he different? How is he better than he was last year?
I think at this time of the year, he's just more confident, right? Last year at this time, he really hadn't played in 2 years, so he was, he was just as talented, but he hadn't really been in that situation in terms of making big plays, crucial plays. It wasn't until I think down in Charleston that he really kind of took that big step forward. And I think that was about the time we put him in the starting lineup. I can't swear to that. This year, I think he's a better 3-point shooter. He takes a lot of pride in his defense. He played, and again, Smith had a hell of a game too. But I thought Chauncey really worked hard to defend Smith, because they didn't have a whole lot going because of the job that Ty and our bigs, that combination, did with Giles. And so Smith, was I think a little bit more aggressive, and that was kind of tip your cap to Smith. Take one, I think Smith. But I thought Chauncey worked his tail off defensively, and that's an area where he's better as well. And I think the final area he's better is just having a better feel, just understanding the game a little bit better.
He's more comfortable.
Oh, no doubt. Which that's just kind of a natural byproduct of playing and being in those situations.
How surprised were you when he of all people missed that free throw?
I was. I mean, he shot him well the last game. He shot him well earlier in the game. He played a lot of minutes, and he's got a lot on his shoulders. But in some ways, in some ways, that put more pressure on Radford than if you had made them too. You couldn't have lost if you made both of them, but they had to bring it up, and I don't know, throwing it out there. I would have much rather him made both free throws.
Outside of fair like this, how crucial?
Huge. I mean, all game long, and we shot them well, and it's a lot of different people. And if you're going to play close games, those are some of the things. You got to take care of the basketball. You got to play great defense, which we did at times, not all the time. And certainly making free throws it's a tight game. That can make the difference. And we shot them well in the well and a lot in the first half. And then the second half we shot them pretty well. We just didn't shoot as many.
You've had teams that would get down 8 or 9 points, kind of panic. And these guys seem to be proving that they can keep their heads in and get back in the game.
Yes. A lot of that, there's a lot of different factors that contribute to that. Part of it is just staying positive, right? And staying together, staying connected, and just keep playing, right? Not get out of character. The other part is though that if you're getting down, right, you got to do one of two things or both, and you got to get some stops, and you got to be able to put the ball in the basket. We couldn't do that against Princeton. We couldn't stay connected with Princeton, right? Because they were scorching us on our defensive end, and we were struggling. So, that I think was frustrating for our guys. But the last 2 games, we've gotten down. The Arkansas game a couple times, we got down, but we just kind of kept playing. We didn't get frustrated, and then we were for stretches, able to get stops. And while we were getting stops, we were able to convert some opportunities. So we were always within striking distance. Yes, sir.
Last 2 games at a crucial time, there have been some big field plays. Chaunce's pocket pass to Danny against Drexel, Don finding a cutting RJ from the backside tonight for Chaunce. Do you feel this team with all its new faces is finally starting to click and feel each other in space on the floor?
I think there is some of that, but it's not consistent. And I think you see that most when we've started games, right? I mean, we again, in the 2 practices between Drexel and tonight, we really emphasize the ball movement and body movement. But yet, we started seemingly the same way. We weren't, and if we did cut, it wasn't really full speed. It doesn't put pressure. And there's 5 sets of eyeballs on Chauncey when the game starts. And so when he's trying to attack, they're all locked in. There's no room. And so we're trying to get that idea of, right. Sometimes when you have multiple guys the way we do that can really attack off the bounce, if everybody's trying to do it, it ain't going to work, right? I mean, I talk to the guys and they're like, we're not going to have a do-him offense, right? And do-him offense is you got 5 guys standing around and the guy with the basketball, everybody else is saying do him, right? And that doesn't work. You have to move the ball. You have to move yourself, and it's not by accident that later in games Chauncey is able to attack the paint, and that's when we're moving people around and he can get downhill or Ty can get to the basket, but it doesn't happen when you just step out there and just you go do it, right? You've got to work. Offense is work. People think of defense as being you got to work really hard on defense. You got to work on offense too. You got to move. I mean, Radford, man, they did a heck of a job of making us guard them, right? And they might not get anything, but you're getting people tired. You're moving them around. You're waiting for the defense to make a mistake. There's all sorts of things that go into it. That's what we're trying to get to.
Have you attempted to quantify 50-50 ball? No.
That's one thing that the analytics doesn't break that down, and I don't know the quantifying it. I think I'll go with my gut, right?
When you see it.
Yeah, and the guys doing all the film work and everything, they got other things. We'll stick with my gut on the 50-50 balls and look at the other stuff. I thought we were after the first 2 minutes or so, I thought that we were pretty good again, getting to the balls. Tried to get out in transition. In fact, I think we got out in transition a fair amount. We missed again, a couple layups. Ty missed the one right at the end. Bryce missed one, I think. We'll work on that. I know they're not trying to miss them, but we got to be more efficient when we've got opportunities.
Beat a pretty good team tonight.
Yes, they're good. They're good. They play very hard. They don't beat themselves. They've got really good guard play, and they're physical. I mean, they hit the boards really really hard. They weren't as big as Drexel, but when they put those two big guys in there, they crashed the boards and obviously caused us some problems.
Early on with Danny and late in the second half with Rico, there was a concerted effort to run action to get the ball on the block. What that does for this offense when that's what counts.
Well, it's funny. It's like we didn't run anything to try to get them the ball on the block. That was a result of good basketball decisions by our guards. Our guards, them being in the right spot, Dorico and Danny being in the right spot, and our guards, recognizing the help coming over and finding those other guys. I think that's the best situation for each of those guys. Rather than Dorico made the one really really nice post move, but that was the only true post move that but the others were our guards making something happen, forcing help, and again Dorico, Danny, I don't know if Danny did, but Dorico was in the right spot. He was ready, and he finished. He finished 2, I think, and then he got fouled on another one and made his.
Hey, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it, Jeff.
Thank you. Okay. What time is it?
Good game, Coach. Coach.